Welcome back, YouTube, for another market analysis for the London session and potentially into the US session. Today we'll be going over S&P 500 and also gold. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to look at the 10 tick here on S&P 500, go over some of the things that happened last week and into today. We did reach our 3,700 goal, and we did come as high as, I think we got a little bit above this, but did come as high as about 3,705. And then we started to pull back down, and today we did try to reach that again. We tried to pull back up. You can see our high points, our high peaks here right around 96.75, and then we started to curl and move back down. We had a lot of good opportunities for the pullbacks here right into these 88s, and then that pull down, and then also right into these 93.75s, and then the shift back down. Now we are looking for some support around these areas to curl this thing back up, to move it back into our levels of resistance. Our first support is going to be right here, right around these 77.50s. This is a nice area that we're looking at. Underneath this level, you can see we got 72.50 and then 67.75. We got some stuff below that we can mark, but for now, that's enough levels for us unless we get under this level. If we do get under 67.75, we potentially could see a drop that comes somewhere around these 58s to somewhere about the 55. So we'll see if we do get that to happen on S&P. But for the London session, we're looking for this thing to gradually pull back up. First target area we're going to look at is maybe right here around these 84.50s. If we get right through that level, then we're going to be looking for some more upside into these 88s. We do got that level of resistance at 73.75. So first thing we want to see is the market come into these levels of resistance and see if we can actually get that market to pull it back down, to shift the market back into support. Now if the market comes here, again, you could look for the same thing, get that market to come down and get that double bottom that we're looking for, or a nice V bottom that we look for off that level of support and resistance, a nice V top off the level of resistance, and then get the market to move back to the upside or the downside. So we'll look for that. Let's take a look at a 5 tick here real quick on S&P 500 as well. See what we got. So we do got this minor support coming in. I'm sorry, not minor support, but major support that we got coming in right here at about 77.50. That is going to be our first opportunity back up. You can see we're climbing, and again, our first target level is going to be right around these 84s, and if we can get through that, then we're going to try to target those 88s and then 73.75 if we push through 88. So that's the first thing we're looking for. But again, if we get into these 88s and we get that resistance, look for the market to come back down into the middle right around these 83, 84s, and then down below into 77.50. So we're still under some key significant levels that we want to see for the market to try to pull up. So we're still looking for that downside underneath this level of 88. We'll keep an eye out for that for the London session. Let's take a look at gold here. Gold still moving up. Nice movement it had today. We got some levels of support here. We are targeting, if the market does not come back underneath this level of 87, we are targeting the market to try to pull up into these 78.4s. So we'll look for the market to try to gradually pull into 78.4. That is our measured move there. And then if we can't get through that level, then we're going to look for the market to come right back down into these 74s and then back down into the 71s after that, if we can get through 74. Now if we get under 71, we're going to look for that market to try to pull deeper. Two areas it may stall. One here at 68, first we want to look at that, and then underneath 68 you're going to look for those 63, 64s where we kind of highlighted these levels right over here, 1, 2, and then 3. Those 3 levels are what we're going to be looking out for as support on the way back down. So want to see if the market's going to actually give us that. Well, actually, I'm just going to mark 2. I took the 1 off. 62.5 and 64.3, a little bit more cleaner to look for those levels. But if we get up higher, again, we're looking to target 78.4. If we get back down below, right here at about 71 is our first area to see if there's going to be a stall out. If we get that stall out, then we'll look for the market to go back up from there. If not, we get underneath this level, look for the market to try to first gradually pull down right here into these 68s, somewhere right around this area here. And then if we can get through that, even if we get a bounce, but if we can get through that, we'll look for that 64 and then 62.5. Let's take a look at a 5 tick here real quick, get a closer view of what's going on too on this gold chart. So again, we'll zoom in here just a little bit so you guys can see it's some nice rotational movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces, and then another 5 bounces. Well, that was the 5th bounce there, and then we started to curl back up from there. So that's a good movement right now. We are getting this resistance to pull price down a little bit to catch some support. So we're going to want to see if we can get that resistance to get back down into our support level, and then see if we can get the support. If we can't, then it's still going to move back up into our levels of resistance here between these 77 to 78. That's our target level right there on the measured move. So for now, we're right in an area where there could be a minor level of opportunity to take a trade, which is right here, somewhere around 73.5. But it's, again, a minor level, so it becomes a little bit more risky. Probability of this area holding support is a lot more lower than somewhere right around these 71 to 72. So we'll keep an eye out for that, see what we get when we get into the London session. If the markets have moved into our levels, then we'll look to try to trade them from there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. That is it for S&P 500 and also gold. If you guys did, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you guys have any questions, pop them in here on YouTube. I'll get back to you guys. If not, you guys have a great night. Take care.